Shut up and listen to me for 1 second. Cut the bullshit. Forget what you've been told. Forget what the guru told you. Forget what you learned on YouTube. Forget what society told you. Guys, it is time to make a change. What you're doing right now isn't working, and that should freaking bother you. That should piss you off. If nothing changes for you, nothing will ever change. Society taught you to be a good little slave, a good little cog in the machine, stuck in the rat race for the rest of your life. If you are listening to this podcast, we are going to fix that ASAP, because that is not what you were designed for. So stop lying, stop listening to bullshit information. It's time to learn real estate the correct way, not the popular way, the correct way. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening to this. Welcome to Multifamily Mafia. What's going on, everybody? Jordan Stanley Payne, Multifamily Mafia. Welcome. Glad you're here. This is officially my first live show on Facebook and social media. I do it very, very often on podcast. Shout out for everybody that's been doing the iTunes thing and the Stitcher thing and listening to my journey. We are officially in more than 30 countries, which is really, really cool for me. So guys, a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to start doing this show live every single week at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday afternoons. So make sure you guys are tuned into that. What a wild week. I got back from Ocean Isle, North Carolina. We had a huge shindig over there. Got back and come to find out several of the people that were with me had pneumonia. So I've been super sick, trying to get over it. If I start coughing a little bit, I'm sorry. I wanted to give an opportunity for people that don't know who I am to kind of hear very, very quickly my story before we dive into the topic today. I've been in real estate for about 3 years. Oh my God, not very long. In the 3 years, I've done very, very well. I started with wholesaling over in Montana, wholesaled for about 10 months. Then I quickly dove into buy and hold. And over the past about year and a half, we've built a very large portfolio in Montana. And in addition to that, I've been helping people and mentoring people in real estate, which is fun. So that's me. If you didn't know, now you know. Appreciate everybody following and tuning in. We got quite a few people that are watching now. I'm going to jump into the comments really, really quick. If you guys are listening to the podcast, chill out for a minute. Can't wait. Cool. So guys, the topic that I want to talk to today before we jump into the Q&A, I want to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. The topic that I want to talk about today is how come some people jump into real estate or business or being an entrepreneur and they freaking crush it, while other people have been in the game, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they're struggling to do one deal. What is it about people that allows them to get financially free to jump in to kick ass while other people haven't even made one single offer? So I want to ask you guys, I want your feedback on that. And I'm going to give you guys a couple suggestions here. Then I'm going to give you what I believe is the correct answer. So how come some people have been in the game for 2 weeks? They've got properties under contract. They're locking them up. They're getting ready to close, while other people, they can't even fucking get out of bed in the morning. What is it about people? What element inside of people is allowing these guys to crush it while other people are struggling? Is it one thing? Is it multiple things? So I hear this one a lot. Dude, it's all mindset. I'm a huge fan of mindset. You guys know that if you follow me. Is it mindset? Is mindset the number one determining factor between success and barely making it or broke? If you guys think it's mindset, throw it up in the chat. I want to know your guys' opinion. Mindset, mindset, mindset. I released a video a couple days ago called That Mindset Shit, where one of my coaching students said that she was done because all we talk about is mindset. So I want to know from you guys, is it mindset that is the determining factor between people that are crushing it and people that are struggling? I'm about like this. I don't know. The next one that I hear a lot is it's mentorship. It's got to be mentorship. Mentorship is the number one determining factor between success and failure. I've got a great mentor. I've got a great person in my corner. I've got somebody that's helping me through the process. It's got to be mentorship, right? Mindset, mentorship. What do you guys think? A couple people in the chat are saying mindset and skill. A lot of people are saying action. So guys, what about education? Is it the people that are reading all of the books? Is it the people that are going through YouTube and they're on Google and they're in all of the different Facebook groups? They're asking questions and they're picking people's brains. Is it education? Is it the presence of knowledge that determines people winning or losing? It's a good one, right? Education. Next one on the list is action. A couple of people have already said it in the chat. Is it action? Is it actually getting out there and taking steps every single day that is allowing some people to win and some people not to win? I want to caution you on that really quickly. I know a lot of people that get up every single freaking day and they go out and do something. They're doing something. They're doing busy work of some sort and they're not closing deals. They're not making it as an entrepreneur. Their business idea isn't working. They're taking more action than most people, but their business is failing. So is it action? A lot of people commenting in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Next one up, is it relationships? Is it that some people have a different element of relationships than other people? They met the right people. They networked correctly. You know, they knew people who knew people. They had a great relationship with the mayor or a private money lender or a wholesaler. Is it a relationship factor that is allowing people to do what they're doing? It's a big one, right? I'm a big fan of relationship. You guys hear me preach that constantly. Constantly, I'm preaching relationship. Go out, find people, serve people, find people that you can bless, find people that you can have a relationship with. I'm a huge fan of that. If you guys follow me on Multifamily Mafia, I talk about that almost weekly. So is it relationships? Next one up, market. I hear this constantly, guys. Jordan, I'm over in I'm in LA. I can't do a deal. I'm in New York City. I can't do a deal. I'm in Dallas, Texas. The market is too hot. I'm in Austin, Texas. Tear down homes are going for $500,000. I can't win because of my market. I want to caution you on that one as well. Every single market, somebody is doing a deal. Somebody is buying a property. In every single market, people are doing new construction. In every single market, people are doing wholesale deals. In every single market, there is somebody that has a problem that you can solve. Am I wrong? Jordan, I can't succeed because of my market. Boo-hoo. Market. How about money? This is a big one, especially for the anti, what's the right word? The anti-mindset crowd, the anti-abundance, it's everyone else's problem crowd. Jordan, I wasn't born with money. I can't find money. It's a big one in REI Masters right now. I've been giving people a hard time. I've got to go get hard money because I don't have any money. Guys, is it money that determines people that are winning and not winning? I want to know. Throw it up in the chat for me. Money, finding money, having money, cultivating money relationships. Is that the determining factor between people that are crushing it and people that have never even made a single gosh darn offer? You tell me. This is your show. You tell me. Couple more left on here, guys, before I give you my answer. Excuse me, guys. I'm still sick. I apologize. Here's a big one. Jordan, it's got to be your why. Your why, the reason that you are doing real estate or being an entrepreneur or starting a business, your why is the number one reason that will have you win or lose. If you're not winning, your why isn't strong enough. Dude, your why is just money. Your why is just materialistic. Is it your why? I hear people all the time, and I hear stories of people that are like, dude, I was about to lose my house, and that's why I got into real estate, and that's why I'm crushing it. Dude, my mom got sick, and she's in the hospital. Dude, my grandma's in an assisted living home. Dude, I had a difficult divorce, and my wife took my kids, and I'm trying to provide a better future for them. I'm trying to win my kids back. Is it your why? Let me know what you think. That's a big one. That's a big one. I hear that one a lot. What's your why? One of my partners, one of my co-mentors in the kingdom, Taylor Pugh, his why is to financially free 1 million people. 1 million people. That's a hell of a fucking why, is it not? That's a big why. Taylor's crushing it. He's doing very, very well in business. Is it because of his why? For those of you guys that are jumping in late, I'm trying to figure out the number one reason why some people are winning as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, in real estate, and why some people just cannot get off the ground. Some people have been working for over a year and they cannot get their company off the ground. They're frustrated. They're not motivated. They're upset with being an entrepreneur, with being in business. While the jackass that's only a week in just got his first deal. He just cashed a $10,000 check. Why is it that some people win and some people just cannot, they cannot narrow in and get it done? Why is that? Guys, quick recap. We've talked about mindset, mentorship, education, action, relationship, your market, money or the lack of money, your why. And the last one, we covered it a little bit, daily actionable steps. That's a big one. A lot of people say that. Some people are taking action, Jordan, and some people just aren't. Okay, there's some validity to that. Here's what I think, guys, and I want you to start preparing. I'm going to take on some real estate-related Q&A in just a second. If you've got a real estate-related question, throw it up in the chat. I'm going to get it here in just a second for you. Be thinking. This is your show. Guys, I'm doing this live show and I'm doing this this podcast not because I want to hear myself talk, not because I'm that arrogant. I want to help people. I want people to get financially free. I want people to change their mindset radically and get away from all the bullshit in wholesaling houses full time and YouTube and all of these different groups and all of these different Google, these gurus and all the bad bullshit on Google. That's why I'm doing this. This is not my show. This is for you. Start thinking of a real estate related question. Post it in the chat. I'm going to hit it in just a second. So guys, one more time, mindset, mentorship, education, action, relationship, your market, money, your why, daily actionable steps. Which one is it that is allowing some people to fucking win and other people just cannot get out of bed in the morning? What is it? Here's my answer. And I hope you guys hear me on this. It is a choice. It is nothing more than a choice. If you make a choice, mindset is taken care of. Mentorship is taken care of. Education is taken care of. Action, relationships, your market, money, your why, daily actionable steps. If you make a fucking choice, that's all it is. It is a one-word answer. It is a choice. If you make a choice, every single thing will change. Every single one of those things I just listed off. You have a choice to work on your mindset. You have a choice to hire or work with a mentor. You have a choice to work on education. You have a choice to take action every single day. You have a choice to go out and build the relationships that you need to win. You have a choice to not worry about that your market is competitive. You have a choice to go out and attract money. You have a choice to determine what your why is going to be, and you have a choice to take daily actionable steps. It is a choice. This is nothing more than that. I've mentored close to 1,000 people in the last year and a half. The people that make a choice and they say, damn it, Jordan, I'm going to fucking win. No questions, no excuses, no bullshit. I am going to win. That is the choice that I have made. Those people win all the way from the age of 16 to the age of 70. I've worked with every single one of these people. The people that make a choice are the people that win. Hear me on that. I'm not lying to you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it for me. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, Mr. Mills. Miss Garner, yes. Guys, what are your real estate related questions? I want to hit those right now before we end the show. Marcus is saying, point me out those steps. Real estate related questions, guys, hit it. I want to make sure you guys are taken care of. Carlos says, choice creates awareness. Awareness does not create choice. Dude, I agree. I could not agree more. Carlos says he loves it. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well this weekend. Guys, I'm going to take about 10 real estate related questions, throw them in the comments. If no one's got a question, I'm going to end this crap. Marcus wants to know, what are the daily actionable steps? There's a lot, dude, and it depends on what your goal is. Is your goal to just wholesale a deal and cash a $5,000 check? Is your goal just to do a fix and flip property and take $20,000 and put it in your bank account and then do it again? Is your goal just to be a real estate agent and find and connect great deals for other people and get, 3, 6, 7%? It depends on what your direction is and where you want to go in real estate. That's going to depend on your daily actionable steps. For me, my daily routine looks like this. I wake up, I try to work on my mindset. I try to determine what my day is. I try to determine what my one thing is. If you haven't read the book, The One Thing, make sure you read it ASAP. The One Thing. I try to determine what's the one thing that I can do today to better increase my family's financial future. Is it making an offer? Is it building relationships? Is it helping somebody? Is it mentoring somebody? Is it reading a book? Like, what is it today that I can do to push my business and my opportunities forward? So depending on what you want to do, your steps might be different. If you're brand new, if you're in wholesaling and you just don't know what to do, start building relationships with buyers. That should be your one thing every single day. Relationship with a buyer. What do they want? What do they need? How can you be a part of their team? What information do they need to make an offer on a property? If you know that, going out and sourcing deals is easy. If you're a real estate agent, your one thing is probably networking and finding people, attracting people that want to work with you, telling people what separates you from every other Yahoo real estate agent in the market. If it's fix and flip, you should probably be figuring out how to stop fixing and flipping. I'm sorry, guys, I love you, but it's a very, very vicious cycle. Andrew said he's going to win. Sarah says, what is the best place to learn about, excuse me, guys, I'm still sick, subject to the existing mortgage? I wish I had a course that I could recommend for you. A lot of the information on YouTube is very, very bad. A lot of the advice on subject to period is very, very bad. A lot of people do not teach you, do not show you how to take care of the home owner, the seller of the property. A lot of times when people get involved in subject to, they do things that are very, very risky for the seller. A lot of people try to assign a subject to deal. A lot of people do a lot of shady stuff. They don't document it correctly. They don't do the insurance correctly. Sarah, I wish I had a course for you or something like that. I really don't. Let me get back to you on that. The obvious answer is join the Kingdom Real Estate, but aside from that, I don't think I've ever gone through a course on it. What I can tell you this is how do you solve a problem for somebody that can't afford their mortgage? That's the normal problem, right? How do you solve that problem? The simple solution is you can take on that payment, but don't assign it. Don't give it away. Don't put that trust in someone else's hands because you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're going to take care of that customer like you would. Let me see if I can't find some more information or a good training for you on that. Carisha said, when did you know you were ready to mentor? I don't think I ever knew that, period. I never set out to be a mentor. I never set out to be an educator. This all started several years ago in a group that had like 5 people in it. I was literally documenting my journey. At that point, I had 0 deals under my belt. I was literally documenting my journey, and I started doing deals, and people started asking questions, and I started teaching people based on my experience. So, that went from a couple people to a couple hundred people to a couple thousand people to 5,000, 10,000. Like there was a lot of people that really, really needed more information. These are people that had been burned by a guru. They went and spent $20,000 on a fucking guru. Excuse me. So I never set out. I never knew when I was a mentor. I just started helping people. Great question. All right, got a bunch in here. Let me pick a couple that I want to take before we end this. I don't want this to turn into like an hour-long show for you. Thomas Fritz, let me throw it on the screen. When looking at a rental deal, which method do you prefer to evaluate it? Taking the rent divided by 1.5% rule. So Thomas, that is a very specific strategy that one of the mentors in the kingdom, his name's Tyler Sheff, Cash Flow Guys, if you guys aren't following him, Cash Flow Guys. That's one approach that Tyler Sheff teaches often. For any of you guys that don't know, you take the monthly gross rent divided by 1.5%. That is a quick test method to give you the max that you could pay on a property. It's nothing more than a quick rule of thumb. Are we even in the ballpark? Thomas, I prefer not to use that method. I prefer to work the deal backwards. So this is what I mean by that. I'm going to keep this really short. Take the monthly gross rent. Take out taxes, insurance, utilities, property management, maintenance, vacancy, any other monthly reoccurring expense other than the mortgage. Don't calculate the mortgage yet. Gross monthly, start taking out the monthly expenses that are reoccurring every single month. After you get that number, I want you to take out your profit. For me, it's $200 per unit. So subtract $200 per unit. You're left with what? That number that you are left with is the most that you can pay for the property monthly. I'm not talking about total purchase price. That's the most that you can afford to pay for the debt. So call it $2,000 minus $175 for taxes and $55 for insurance and utilities and blah, blah, blah. And then take out your profit. That is the most that you can pay for the debt. So very quickly on a financial calculator, I start playing around with the number. Maybe I throw in 100,000 at 5% for 20 years, something like that. Does that work? Does that number, the mortgage, does that fit the number that we just came up with by subtracting everything? Maybe it's too low. Okay, I can pay a little bit more. Now I type in $200,000 and do it again. Thomas, there's a couple of really, really good trainings in the kingdom on that. I will try to find them and tag you in it. There's also quite a few on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jordan Stanley Payne. I break it down on a whiteboard for you. So if you guys are not following me there, make sure you do that ASAP. Great question, though. Marcus, I have been scouting a property for over a year. Whoa, long time. Both registered owners are deceased. No next of kin. How do I acquire the property? I want this for my family. My real estate goals are buy and hold multifamily. So if there's no living heirs, everybody's deceased. We've got to figure out, man, like, was there any kind of probate? Did the city take on the property? Like, there's got to be some next of kin. It might be a third cousin. It might be a second removed aunt. There's got to be somebody that is in control. You might have to do a little bit of genealogy and figure out like the family tree a little bit, but there's got to be somebody. So it's going to take you, I mean, it's going to take some time. You know, you might have to go to whatever, familytree.com and start looking at the, what is it called? The lineage of that family, but somebody's going to be involved in that. So that's going to be your only way. Typically, if there's two owners on title and they both died, you've got to start going down the line who actually owns it now. Couple more here before we quit, guys. Skylar said, how did you go from working in the business to working on the business, working versus scaling? Mr. McKnight went through our 5-week scaling academy. Appreciate you, dude. Very, very simple answer here. I started to determine what I didn't enjoy in my business. For me, it was the paperwork and dealing with tenants and some of that stuff. I hated it. I did not want any part of that shit. So I started finding people that could serve that role so that I had more time to focus on what I actually enjoyed, which was putting deals together and helping people. That's what I love to do. So that's what I know. I'm going to do 2 more here. Tyler, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Sarah, you're welcome. Seeley said that sometimes they leave it to the church, which is also a possibility. Guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. A couple things. If you are not subscribed to the podcast, I am on every single podcasting platform in the world. So if you're on Android, find it on Android. If you're on Apple, it's on iTunes. Any podcasting platform, I am on there. Find me, subscribe so you don't miss anything. I'm also on YouTube, youtube.com/Jordan Stanley Payne. I drop more content on YouTube than I do on my Facebook and on my Instagram and all that. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys don't miss the content. Last but not least, I'm going to be starting to do this every single week, 2 p.m. Eastern. I will post it on my personal page. That's the easiest way to find it. If you're not following me on my personal page, at Jordan Stanley Payne, you'll never miss it. Guys, I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Have a phenomenal weekend, and I will see you guys next Sunday at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, guys.